Hi everyone, good to see everybody. We are going to be live here in just a moment. All right. I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to the Sewing Bee. We got lots to chat about today, and the winners of the Sew for Good. We had 4 winners. 4 people who actually did quite a bit, and we're going to be announcing those not on here but on Facebook, because that giveaway was meant for Facebook. So we're not going to do that here. We're not really allowed to do that on YouTube. So we're going to do that on Facebook. After 3:45, we'll switch over to Facebook and do that. All right. Hope you're doing well. Let's see if anybody's here yet. Hopefully my microphone is on and good. Can you hear me all right? Let me know if you can't. All right. Let's see. YouTube. Got to get on the right channel. Okay. Very good. All right. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Rhonda, Kathy Ann, and Alberta and Tracy. Oh, I'm glad you made it today too, Tracy. Hi, Joey. Good to see you. I'm glad to see you on today. That's good. Hi, Teresa and Elizabeth. And Brenda. Wow, the crew's here. The crew's here. Yay. Just wanted to say hi to everybody, and sorry I didn't make it last week. We did our family pictures, or we were going to do them, and then we got rained out, so we are rescheduled for October 23rd. But by the time I knew all that, it was too late to do the chat. So I hope everyone's doing well. I have had my grandkids all weekend, so I'm like no sleep because they have a puppy. And so I was sleeping downstairs on the couch with the puppy. So tonight I am going to crash. I mean, completely crash. So, but for now, I'm going to enjoy just hanging out with you guys. So, hi, Elizabeth, Brenda, hi, Gail. Good to see everybody here. Wonderful. So what's everybody sewing? Is anybody sewing today? I haven't been able to yet today. Well, actually, that's a lie. My 2 granddaughters are downstairs frantically making scrunchies, and I was helping them get started. And I think my one granddaughter's up to about 15 of them now that she's made. So they're really enjoying it. So Papa's overseeing that right now. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, so they're down there sewing. So hopefully, minute before I came online, my granddaughter ran in here and was like, "Grammy, are you online yet? Because we need a new bobbin." So I had to fix them up with a bobbin, but they're all good. All right.
Motion detected at the front door.
So we're going to chat till 3:45, and then we'll hop over to Facebook and on live, and we'll announce the giveaway winners from Facebook. All right. I need to text Dot and make sure she is coming, because I want her to actually be the one to do that. All right. Since she was the one organizing it all, I did very little about this. It was mostly all Dot. So, all right. So, let's see. Kathy Ann, hi. Nice. Sewing some soap holders and makeup washcloths today. Good. Christmas gifts. That's great. Easy pattern for a woven top or dress, little fitting. Let me think about that one. There's a lot of them. Cadence. from Love Notions. That's an easy fitting one. Basically, the only thing I even had to worry about with that one was the dart placement. It's pretty simple.
Motion detected.
You know, I hadn't made them.
Door.
Sorry, my kids are going in and out. The only thing different about making scrunchies, and it was just a little trick thing, you wouldn't have to do it this way, is that they have you like sew the whole thing completely together and then put the elastic through. It's very slick the way it's done. I used the Ellie Mac pattern that they have for free, so and the kids just love it. They're just down there having a blast with that. So okay, thought I had the chat popped out. Maybe not. No. All right. Where did I have the chat popped out to? All right. Let me restore it. I'm going to pop it out again. Just making this chat window bigger so I can see everybody's comments. All right. I'm not used to my Mac yet, you guys, but it's so wonderful. I'm loving this thing. Really loving it. Yeah, the Ellie Mac one was nice and simple, and I mean, I've got a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old doing it downstairs, so it's pretty simple. All right. Let's see, what else have I been sewing? Arlington, have you seen Arlington? It's a pretty cool pattern. I ended up loving my fit test with the plaid dress even more than the final. I love the final, but that fit test was really, really nice. I liked it a lot. I didn't love the velour that I used on my final, really. I mean, I like it. I get hot, so I'm probably not going to be wearing that as much as some people would, I guess. But I have it for when it gets really, really cold, which I hope it doesn't. Hi, Nikki. Thanks. I'm glad you could make it in here. Hi, Anne, Paula. A Rockford Raglan, D. That's awesome. Walmart fabric first. Yeah. You know what? Walmart fabric's great. I still haven't filmed my fabric haul that I keep. It's all piled there. It's just I've been just crazy busy, guys. I can't seem to get it all done in a day. And so tomorrow I have a seminar all day, so I won't get anything done tomorrow. But Tuesday I hope to get that fabric haul up. So try that. Take out the embroidery module. Well, that would be fun. I do not have an embroidery machine, and I think that would be a lot of fun. So I'll have to live vicariously through you. All right. Oh, you cut out your poppy pull-ons yesterday. Cool. I haven't started those. Good afternoon, Kathy. Nice to see you too. Awesome. Let's see, what else was new? So there's so many cute Arlingtons out there. I like the cowl neck. I'm not a cowl neck person really that much, so I really have sort of passed that version by, but I might revisit it at some point. I have some fabric that would be really good for it, so maybe I'll just do that, but I just have a big list right now, so testing that pattern was really really educational. There were a lot of adjustments to the arm side and things that you could see, like 1/4 of an inch makes such a big difference. If you ever want to really get good at fitting, become a tester for a company, for a good company. And you'll learn so much by the adjustments that they make based on how the things are fitting. Tammy is amazing at Love Notions. She does a really good job. Yes, you're going to love that pattern. It's definitely one that everybody, needs a turtleneck in their wardrobe, right? I think I'm going to do a little hack to it. I happen to love the way the classic tee fits. So I'm going to do the classic tee and then hack that neckline onto it. But I think I'm going to also put a curved hemline on it. And then I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So it's going to be a mashup plus a hack. But I really love the neckline, especially the mock neck on the Arlington. But I just love the way that the classic tee fits. So that's going to be my next thing. Hi, Priscilla. Ooh, that sounds good, Joey. Arlington is pretty straight, except the dress has, if you want to cut it that way, it has a contoured back so you can get some shaping. I did cut my dress that way, and I almost wish I hadn't, because across the back it's a tiny bit tighter than I'd like it to be, so I should have just left it on a fold rather than have the center back seam. The thing about the center back seam, though, too, is that I'm not sure what about you got to add seam allowance to that if you use that, and I did, it really wasn't clear. But anyway, I didn't, and I should have, and that probably would have solved my fit problem that I ultimately had with it. But then it really isn't that bad. I can definitely wear it. It's just I'd like it to be just hanging off my body just a little bit more. That whole pattern is not meant to be. It's meant to be fitted. It's meant to be negative ease, where it kind of takes your shape. So if you like that, that's really good. But if you don't like that, you need to size up for sure. Hi, Patricia. Nice to see you. I love curved hemlines. I think that they are very flattering to women who have large hips, because they just kind of give you this curve, and then your hips aren't accentuated because they're kind of, it's kind of leading your eye back up instead of out, so you're kind of, I think it's an optical illusion that I like a lot. So I tend to do that a lot with patterns. I've never added that to the classic tee, and I thought, why wouldn't I? I love that pattern. So I'm going to do that next and see how much I like that. Classic tee to me is like the perfect pattern. It fits me so well, and Arlington fits me well too, but I have to go up a size. So I'm thinking maybe I should just take the neckline from there and put it on the classic tee that I already could sew with my eyes shut and have it fit me. Hi, Kathy. Welcome. Kathy with a K, this one. We've got a lot of Kathys in here. Northeast Pennsylvania. It's been a few months since you've had the time and schedule. Aw, glad to have you here. Thank you. Optical, yes, and optical illusions, especially if they make you look thinner, are very good. or and some people need to, I don't want to underestimate how difficult it is if you're too thin. So that's other optical illusions that you would need to use then. But I realize I say that, and then I find out like there's somebody who's really having a difficult time fitting clothes because they don't, they're too thin, or and that's not fun either. Small chested, that kind of thing. My favorite trick for curved hems is in my 5 ways to hem knits video. It is to just serge that with invisible thread and just turn it up. Like you just serge it with, not invisible, with fusible thread in the upper looper, and then you turn it under and press it, you know, just good 20 seconds each spot, you know, with steam, lots of steam. And then you've got this really neat curved hem with no stitching at all. It looks really nice. And that's my favorite way. And I've never had one fall out. So I know everybody says, oh, doesn't that fall out? No, I've washed and washed and washed and washed. If you get good quality fusible thread, I recommend the Gutermann brand. You'll do fine. It won't come out. As long as you give it that good steam and press, nice hot iron, for like 20 seconds all the way around. Teresa, for the classic tee, I do the large full bust, and beyond that I really don't do any adjustments. Now, my mother-in-law, I'll do the large, but I will cut her neckline up higher a little bit because she's very small. And even with the narrow shoulder adjustment, which I had done for her, it still was a gaping neckline here on her, partially because she's a little bit of a hunchback too. You know, she's 92, so she's got that dowager hump back here. So I'm going to raise the neckline up. She felt uncomfortable with the last one I made her because you could sort of like look right down and see her bra, so she wanted it up a little higher. So if you do the scoop, you know that it's a real generous scoop. I like it because it falls right on me, and it's lower than this obviously, but it just opens up a lot for a neckline, like, you know, for necklaces and stuff. So I like that. Hello, Joyce. Nice to see you. Oh, that's awesome, Joyce. That's awesome. And was that was with a group? Your Dress Around the World from Mari Sews. Okay, that's awesome. I'm not sure we hit the goal of 100, but we do have quite a few entries. So, oh, thanks, Teresa. I'm normally in ready to wear. I wear either a 16 or an 18. So usually not short, not petite, but short. So in other words, I'm long waisted. So like in tops, I don't buy petite, but in pants, I will buy the women's short because I have a short rise, like a longer rise in the back and a shorter rise in the front. But you know, my inseam's only 26 inches, so I'm pretty short. She loved that jacket, just loved it. The shirt the classic tee that I made her to go under it is what is gaping. So I'm making her, I actually brought it home. It was a large full bust, so it fits me. So I just put it in my wardrobe, and I've got plenty of that fabric left, and I'm making her another one with the neckline up higher. She was very, very excited because I had made, back when I tested the Metra, I had made 3 of them. And I wore them all year, you know, in this fall, winter, or well, I guess that was in the winter and early spring. And every time I'd wear one, she'd say, oh, I love that jacket, you know. And she'd go, oh, there's one of those jackets again. So when she opened her birthday present and saw that I'd made her one of those blazers, she was really excited. So that made the day for me. I was thrilled. Oh, I made another Cambria from Green Style. That's another thing I made this past week. I made a mustard colored one. It goes really well under the one Metra blazer that I made. It's print that has a little bit of mustard in it. I think that's what I was going to wear for family pictures. So I might change my mind 100 times before the 23rd, though. Yeah, D, there's exact instructions of how I do it in that 5 Ways to Hem Knits video, if you haven't seen that. Fusible thread is awesome, and they actually do carry it at Joann's. Now, they might not have it in the store, but they do have it online. Thanks, Tracy. Appreciate that. Yeah, she's such a sweet lady. We just had her in ER this past, well, I think I told you that past week or two, and she had passed out cold. But she's okay now. She's doing all right. So I don't know what caused that, but we're watching her closely. She lives in an assisted living facility, so when they do her laundry for her on Mondays, and she doesn't really like the way they do it because they're not careful. She's like, "You'll wash this one for me, right?" I'm like, "Yes, Mom, I'll wash it for you whenever you need it to be washed." It's just so cute because she doesn't trust them to not just throw it in a hot dryer and that kind of stuff. I'm very fussy about laundry because I love fabric, right? And we're going to take care of our fabric. We put work into stuff, we take care of it, So I'm very fussy about laundry, so she likes that. So she's been sending her laundry to me, which is fine. I don't mind doing it. Yeah. Like I said, Wowak has it. I have bought it in the store at Joann's before, but they don't always have it in the store. But when they have, free shipping online, that's a good time to stock up. Sometimes Amazon has it, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes I can't find it on Amazon. The first brand that I bought, I think, was a YKK, the Zipper People, and I never saw that brand again. It was good though. It was good thread, but I never saw that brand again. And then I started buying the Gutermann. I know I've already decided when I get that old, there's no way I'm going to let somebody do my laundry. I'll be doing my own laundry. Or making one of my kids do it. So, anyway. So the last day and a half has been spent with my four of my grandchildren, my daughter's kids. My daughter and her husband went away for a little getaway, which is really nice, and I totally support that they're doing that. And they have my oldest granddaughter is going to be 14 in January. Then the next one down is 12. And then the next one down is 9. And the next one down is 7. And he's the only boy. So we are, I don't know if you remember the scorpion shirt that I made maybe a year and a half ago or so, that I did the little boy's shirt with that I stamped the scorpions on. That's Sam. He's 7, and he's just so much fun. I love that kid so much. He's crack up. And their golden doodle puppy, who is huge and goofy and all puppy, and she wants to terrorize my dogs who are older. But they're doing all right. Hi, Katie. Nice to see you. Oh, good. They must have gotten it in. Thanks for telling me that, Tracy. I might order some of that because there you don't pay shipping at all. So if you're Prime, that is, then I am. So sometimes on Amazon, because we have a warehouse real close to, and even it's right here in our little town, we have an Amazon facility. And if it happens to be at that facility, I've already gotten stuff the same day that I've ordered it. It's crazy. I mean, literally, I ordered a fingernail polish dryer thing, like a light. And I ordered it I just was doing my nails, and I just kept messing them up because I didn't wait long enough till they were dry. And I thought, this is crazy. So I ordered that dryer 10 o'clock at night, and it was there the next morning. Okay, how does that happen? And then other things take 2 or 3 days, even when they're Prime. So I don't know what what that is. Say, oh, chest pain. Oh no. Oh no. Test results on the 11th. I will be praying, Gail, for sure. Wow. I actually would appreciate a little bit of prayer this week too. I'm going on Thursday for my second colonoscopy to have the polyp it's precancerous removed, and they're going in with a little scope with little knives on the end to surgically remove it because they couldn't get it with the other scope. So I'm not nervous, but anytime anybody's invading your body, you kind of want to make sure that you're prayed up. So I'd appreciate a few prayers for one, that they are able to visualize everything and that he's able to get that off, and that there aren't any others, and that it'll just go well. And then also a prayer of praise and thank you that they found it before it did become something. So yeah. No, Phyllis, hi. But no, invisible thread is different than fusible thread. Invisible thread is just invisible. It doesn't melt like with the iron. But the fusible thread is actually just the same as like has the same stuff on it, like interfacing, where you can fuse it down. So it's not the same at all. Thank you, Jana. Appreciate that. I know it's a dumb little thing, but yeah, stuff goes through your head. I'm an RN from way back, so I've seen too much in my life. What if? But God told me a long time ago to change all the what ifs to even ifs. So even if something would happen, I'm safe in the arms of my Savior wherever I am. So, oh, I am so bad about typos. It's not even funny. It's a good thing I'm talking, because I type even worse than I talk. That's possible. Katie, I use fusible thread to do like curved hems. I've got a video where I show how to do that, but just if you use your serger, you can put it in the upper looper. And so then you have sort of this pattern, the upper looper pattern on the wrong, you just do it on the wrong side, so the wrong side is up. And then you have that in a nice little pattern, so that it's a good like surface area that you just turn it up and fuse it then. And it's really nice for curved hems because there's no, you don't have to figure out things. It just goes really nicely. So very neat hem. Thanks, Teresa. Yes, Kathy Ann, it was funny because I was flying a long time ago for my business when I was photographing weddings, and I was doing destination weddings, and I was flying, by myself to Mexico and San Francisco and LA and, Rhode Island, and I'm scared to fly, right? And it was holding my business back because I was not taking those jobs, and then I finally started taking them, but then I was like this the whole time. And a friend of mine had lung cancer. She actually passed away on my 50th birthday, but she said, Kim, turn those even what ifs into even ifs, because even if that plane goes down, you're going to be with the Lord, so what's to worry? So, and that just has stuck with me. Now I fly and don't even think about it. Don't think about it at all. And it's all because of that she shared with me long time. Oh, Joey, that's awesome. I knew you were going to. I wasn't sure what week. That's awesome. So happy for you. Huh, that's weird, Ann. I'm sorry. I think I might there were there were two. Oh, I thought I made it public. I'll make sure I make it public next time. I go online with my jewelry at 1 o'clock on Tuesdays and 9 o'clock on Thursdays. Although I might change it to 8 o'clock Eastern on Thursdays, just because I was doing 8 and I had a few more people at 9. I thought more people would come at 9, but it's, I think, the opposite. So I don't know what Zelle is. I use Square, where you can, I know I could do PayPal. But yeah, if as long as it's secure, I'm fine with that. I don't know what Zelle is, so I'd have to look it up, but yeah, I could do that. Oh, thanks, Ramona. I'm glad you're here. So what are you sewing? We've been talking about what we're sewing this week, and I have so many things lined up. Oh, it's Thursdays. Okay, so that should have been public. Okay, I will definitely check that out, you guys. I'm sorry. Definitely. I will check out why that was marked private. You should be able, and also I double stream those, so they're live on Facebook, but they're also live on YouTube, and I know those are public. So I have a YouTube channel called Accessorize with Kim, and so that is here. I'll actually find the channel and give you a
Motion detected at your front door.
My granddaughters and grandson are downstairs. Let's see. Going in and out. Okay. Here is the link to that YouTube channel, because when I go live on one, I go live on both Facebook and YouTube for that. Hello, Barbara. How is it in San Antonio? I live in Perrysburg, Ohio, which is really close to the Michigan line. It's Toledo, basically. It was a suburb of Toledo. Huh. That would be fine. I'm willing to do Zelle. I just never heard of it before. Yep. I can sign up for that. No problem. I just never heard of it. I'm sorry, Ada, what do you need, honey?
When are you going to be done?
Not till after 4.
Dang it. I need you to thread the bobbin.
You need me to thread the bobbin?
Yeah.
I can't do it right now, honey. I'm online. Do you want to say hi? Come here. Come and say hi. These are my ladies that I sew with. This is my sweet granddaughter, Ada, who's downstairs making scrunchies.
Well, I was just outside for a long time playing volleyball, so I'm really red.
That's okay. All right, sweetie.
And it's starting to rain.
There might be, Ada, open that second drawer right there, or the top drawer right there.
Oh gosh, what happened right there?
Oh, I had blood drawn. The top drawer right there.
Right here?
Yep. And there's some, see that blue ring of things? Yep.
There's already a bobbin in there. We just need you to thread it.
I know, but I can give you one that's threaded. Hand that to me. And I can give you one that has something on it that isn't obnoxiously awful with white. How about this? It's like a peach color. You use that, okay? All right.
Thank you.
Oh, somebody says, so my friend Tracy said, hello, Ada. I'm going to try to make a scrunchie today, too. Yeah.
there's instructions you can read, and you can just print them.
Mm-hmm. We got it from Ellie and Mac, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Ada and I made a sewing video for a homeschool curriculum together. We had a lot of fun.
She did some funny things like, it's a lie.
Yeah. All right. I'll be down in a little while, okay?
Okay.
All right. She's my sweetheart. I have the sweetest grandkids, but then I'm not prejudiced. Not much. Not too. So my sister-in-law that lives there in San Antonio, my brother lives in San Antonio, Barbara. I think I told you that. Well, she has Parkinson's, and it's quite severe at this point. She keeps falling, and the last couple weeks she's broken 3 ribs, her wrist in 2 places, and she has sprained her ankle. And the last time she hit her head, and it was okay, but she had to go through a CT and everything. So my poor brother and her are just going through a really rough time with that. So I pray that her neurologist figures out a solution to that soon. So, yeah. So we will be down in San Antonio on Thanksgiving that week. So we have our tickets already ready to go. So if anybody wants to meet up, just let me know. Meet you at Starbucks or something, okay? So let me know. It'd be fun. Or Fabrictopia. We can meet at Fabrictopia always. So anyway, yeah, it's really severe, Paula. She doesn't have the tremors as much as she just has, like, her feet just freeze and she can't move. Like, she'll be shuffling along and then just have to stop and she can't get going again. It's so hard. You want to help her, but there's, like, you have to let her try. It's really hard. My brother he's a saint. I mean, he just takes such good care of her, and as my niece wisely points out, she took care of him for a lot of years too. So everybody's always saying, "Oh, he takes such good care of her." Well, before she was sick, she did everything for him. So, not to minimize her ability to help. So, sure, we can talk about thread. What different kinds of thread? Most of the time I use the polyester wrapped stuff because it's a little more well matched to the newer fabrics that are out now. But the cotton is nice, like for quilting and stuff. And then I used fusible thread, like I said, for hems. Invisible thread I would use if I was, like, sewing on a lace patch or something where you don't want the stitches to show. Used a lot in bridal gowns for beadwork and stuff like that. And her name is Norma Joey. That's her name, and she's so sweet. And she watches us sometimes. So if you're watching, Norma, I love you. All right. We also have elastic thread, which shirring, we use that for shirring, and done some videos with that in it as well. Why should you spend more on thread? What's wrong with the inexpensive? Well, I don't think you have to buy real expensive thread. I've never been one to do that. The Coats & Clark Dual Duty Plus works fine for me 90% of the time. I think quilters tend to do that because they're doing heirlooms. So if you're doing heirlooms, you're going to spend more money on everything. Fabrics, thread, everything, right? But we're sewing garments that have a lifespan. They're not going to last forever. So I don't see the point of, buying super, super expensive thread. On the other hand, the really, really, really cheap stuff, you know, like anything, there's like the cheap and there's the expensive, and then usually the best place to be then is somewhere in the middle. So that's kind of what I tend to advise, and that's where I usually will buy thread. I like the Dual Duty Plus. I like the Gutermann thread as well, and sometimes you can get Gutermann just as inexpensive as the Coats and Clark. So thank you, Joy. I appreciate that. Hello. Let's see. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. Or are you Ada Marie? Nice to have you. Have I been calling you Michelle all this time with the wrong name? I'm sorry. So, why does everyone love Gutermann? Oh, I don't know. I just think it's a readily available. Mettler's good too. I mean, like there's so many good brands. Um, I think it's regular. It's readily available, and people tend to think it's a little more upscale than the Dual Duty Plus. I just buy whatever matches the best. I'm not one to fuss over thread, although I don't buy cheap thread either. So, oh, it's good morning and oh, cool. I'm sorry, I'm so dumb. Good morning. Yep, me too, Rhonda. That's exactly what I do. And then for my serger, I will either use the Sherlock, which is from Coats and Clark, or the Maxi Lock, and they're both inexpensive. Maxi Lock is usually on sale at WowWack every other month or so for $1.99 a cone, which is great, like really great. So that's generally what I tend to do, and I don't buy a whole bunch of colors of serger thread. What I do is I do white, black, and gray, and I do have some navy, but I wouldn't probably rebuy the navy. But anyway, I use one of those on the 3, and then if I need a match, then I will match just the outermost needle, the left needle. As long as that matches the outside of the garment, then you won't have anything showing through. So if it's something that's sort of a medium color, like a medium blue or something, I'll use the gray. If it's some of the fabric that is even dark on the inside, it's white. They're white on the inside. I mean, dark on the outside. A lot of times the fabric is white on the inside, and so I just go ahead and use white serger thread, but change the outermost needle to whatever the color that I need is. It's the storage problem, plus it's expensive to buy 4 of every color for the serger. It's not necessary really. Hopefully that answers your question, Ms. D. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Yeah, people say that variegated is really nice because it kind of will blend into anything. The only time, when it's really crucial is if you've got black or white. You definitely want to use black or white. But otherwise, you can, I don't worry about it too much. I use gray a lot, a real lot. That's all I do. Huh, interesting. Yours hates silky. Well, I have a Janome Skyline 7, and it takes anything. It does fine with anything. And it was not a cheap machine. It wasn't the Memory Craft, but it was, you know, it was a $3,000 machine. So it's pretty pricey, and it doesn't spit out thread. It takes anything. Yeah, those are my best tips on thread, I guess. You definitely want to use a top stitch thread if if you want your stitching to really stand out and be contrasty, like on jeans or something. If you don't have top stitch thread, another trick you can do is to take 2 strands and put it through the same needle and double it, and that will give you the same effect. One last question. Is it about causing thread dust in the machine? I've heard that. Personally, I don't see that. Yeah, there's thread dust, but I tend to keep my machine clean. So I have a makeup brush that I use, especially on my serger. Hang on, I'll show you. So I went to Ulta and bought this makeup brush. You know, it's just the generic Ulta brand. And it's basically just a nice soft brush. And I can brush out my serger and my feed area under my feed dogs of my regular machine. And then I just, make sure all the dust is off of it. And then it just goes back in the holder. And it's in my drawer. And this tends to keep the machines nice and clean because it's a makeup brush. I think they're like coated with something to make powder stick to them, so it kind of picks up the lint as you're going around. And since I started doing that, I've had no problems with my machine getting dusty on the inside. So. Bought several colors from Wawak for my serger. Now I also use it for my sewing machine with a thread stand. Yep, I have a thread stand that I got from Wawak. That it was like $8. It was really cheap, but yeah, you can use that for your regular sewing machine then. Cotton thread and quilt fabric creates dust big time. I'm sure that's very true. I use a cheap blush brush after every sewing session. Yep, I think that's what this is actually. Probably a blush brush. I don't know the names of brushes for makeup. I just use whatever they tell me to use. I'm kind of makeup dumb, so I just okay, they tell me to put it here, I'll put it here. I'm not good at makeup. But yeah. Brushes from the Dollar Tree. Good thought. Katie, I hadn't really thought of that. I don't know if it would have the same coating. I guess one thing I would watch out for, because, well, mind you, the Dollar Tree has some excellent buys, so possibly it's just fine. But if the hairs are not secured really well, you don't want hairs from the brush falling into your machine. So I'd be careful of that. But if it's a nice solid brush, you'll be fine with that. Don't buy cheap spools from Amazon, broke needles, and would tear fabric. Yeah, I would never buy an off-brand of thread. I might buy the cheaper brand, but I wouldn't buy an off-brand because it could be great, it could not be great. So. Yeah, I don't know how other people store their serger cones, but I have the wooden racks that I have on the wall. I have 2 of them, and I have a few random colors before I realized I didn't need to buy those, and then the rest of them are all white and black and gray. Oh, I need makeup. Yes, I do. It's not as good as you think. Maybe the HD is friendlier to me. But yeah, no, I've got freckles and it's everything. Oh, okay. So the fusible thread at Amazon is more expensive than WowWack. And I guess depending on how much the shipping is would be the thing, whether it might be cheaper one place than the other or whatever. But yeah, definitely I think the Gutermann fusible thread is the most readily available fusible thread. Like I said, I think it was YKK one time, and I never got, never was able to find it again. It was great thread, but I never was able to find it again. Ah, smart, Joey. Very smart. She puts her thread in under the bed containers with lids. I literally am busting at the seams in this room because I'm actually running two things out of this room, my channel and my jewelry. So it's taking over. It's really small. So I'm trying to get organized again. And yeah, it's a lot. But it'll be better. I've got all these patterns stacked up, and since I started using my projector, I don't need them in here as much. But there are certain ones that I like to keep handy that are already, you know, they're already printed and they've all been like muslined and marked up and stuff. So I don't want to take those downstairs, but like the duet trousers and the Sabrina Slims and the Cleo culottes that I just made and the classic tee, those are all, you know, I'm never going to take. Actually, my classic tee, I use the projector because I just do a straight, large, full bust. But like my mother-in-law, I did the narrow shoulder thing on hers. And I think I'm going to do the forward shoulder on this one too as well. So. Oh, how nice, Katie. That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, we are going to hop over to Facebook now. So I will meet you all in the Facebook group, and I'll check for membership requests before I get there in case you guys aren't on there. And I hope Dot joins us because she has the list of winners. So if she doesn't, we'll have to postpone to another time. But I think we talked about it being today. So if not, we can do it tomorrow sometime. But I will meet you over there in about 5 minutes, okay? All right, I'm going to close this out, and I'll see you over on the Facebook group. I can take any questions here real quick if anybody has any. Sewing room and wreath making room. Oh, that's crazy. Wreaths take a lot of room. Direct sunlight on your thread. Ooh, good point. Good point. Wouldn't have even thought of that, but you're right. All right, I'm going to meet you over there on the Facebook group, Dorothy's Daughter Community. If you're not a part, go request membership, and I will let you in right now before I start the Facebook Live. All right.